no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Vaughnie, and today is number 17 of Vlogmas. So today I am going to curl my wig. Got my flat-ons here and my curl-a-wands. Do you know how long it's been since I have touched a pair of flat-ons? At least 2 years. Alright, so even though I have been out of school for almost 2 years, wow. Ooh, wow. I have been wanting to do a video for a long time now on my experience in college and depression in college. I know a lot, well, I don't know a lot of people, but I know people that's going through that right now. And I just want to give some words of advice. I just want to tell my little story as I do this video. Alright, so depression in college. I've been through it. If you're going through it, you're not alone. There are so many other people going through it. Ow. So, where do I start? So I've definitely spent lonely nights by myself in my room at college. Too many to count. I would say my first year was the best by far. The first year was the best, and then after that, I would say my second year is when I started feeling depression. So that's when I would shut myself off from my friends. They would ask me to come out and stuff, and I would just be like, nah, I'm good, I'll stay in. But so eventually I got over it. But it also did kind of cause a disconnect with my friends that I had at the time. Like, it was talked about later on after that year. And they was like, you had changed. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, I didn't even realize it was that depression. Like, so I didn't really know how to explain it. But it was. Like, looking back, it definitely was. But so eventually I ended up losing my friends or whatever, and I spent way more nights by myself. And even when I had my roommates to talk to, I would just honestly just keep my door locked so they couldn't come in and just sitting there by myself. I don't know why. So, then what else happened? I didn't really call my family. Sometimes I wouldn't pick up for them, but I didn't really pick up the phone to call them like that. I didn't really want to talk to anybody. And I would pretty much just go to class and go straight home and just sit there all day. Do you know how sad that is? To go to class and to go to class and go straight back home every day. I didn't want to drive home all the time, so I just sat there. I did start going home more. Like my last year when I had my boyfriend, well, Andre, I definitely started just driving home every weekend because there wasn't really too much up at school for me. It was 2.5 hours away from home. There was nothing for me to sit up there and do. So once I was no longer afraid of the highway, I went home every weekend. But so even now, like when I look at my old Facebook statuses of the things I used to say of how I was feeling back then, it's really sad, you guys. I was really sad. So from my experience, the one thing that I can tell you that will help get through depression is, one, joining a club. But you have to join a club that, like, for me, I joined a club that hosted events on campus. It wasn't a lot or all the time, but it gave you something to put your time into when you weren't doing schoolwork. So, like, everybody had a role in the events, so it definitely gave you something to put your time into. So, I mean, keeping busy like that definitely helped. Like, and I'm not the most social person. Like, sometimes even at events, I just still, like, even in the club, I just still didn't talk to people like that because it just wasn't me. But it helps. And what else? You just gotta put yourself out there. Like, freshman year, I would put myself out there to meet new people at the very, very, very beginning. But then after that, I stopped putting myself out there. I stopped trying to meet new people because I felt like, oh, I had my group of friends. I don't need any more friends. But that's wrong. That's the wrong way to go. Don't cut yourself off from meeting new people even after you have your group or your clique. Always be open to meeting new people. That was a mistake. So my senior year, I really had to learn, like, how to just be by myself, going to events by myself. I went to this one little concert. I was supposed to go with this girl, but I couldn't find her at first. She wasn't answering her phone, and so I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? So I just went in there and I watched the concert alone. I stood up, danced or whatever. I may have not been like as I would have been if I was with someone else, but I still just did what I had to do. So I filmed her the second half of the show and watched the second half with her, but sometimes you really just have to swallow that pill and go to places alone. Another thing that will help you with depression is talking to the school therapist. It's different from talking to, like, somebody you know or your parent or something like that. Go to the school therapist, I promise you. Like, my experience would have been so different if I would have went to the therapist from the start, freshman year. My school experience would have been different. Because I know one thing for sure, that it helped me in high school. I wouldn't have made it through high school without the people that helped me. So, go see the school therapist. They have one. Trust me. I didn't know that until, like, my 4th year. But go see the school therapist once a week. And lastly, the thing that helped me was, honestly, just I threw myself into my grades. Before that, I wasn't a role model student. Like, as long as I passed the class, it was okay with me, which is not okay. That is not okay. But so then I really started applying myself. Okay, I'm gonna get an A, I'm gonna get a B, and nothing else. And my grades improved so much when I didn't have any friends. So much. So throw yourself into your grades. If you know, do the assignments early. Just focus on something. Do assignments early. Go sit in the library. Don't always sit in your room to do your homework. Go be around other people. Sometimes you might see a person and not really speak to them, but after so long of seeing them, you might start speaking or something. You never know what could happen. Just don't sit in your room. Go to the cafe alone. I know it's COVID right now, but go to the cafe alone. You don't need anybody to go to the cafe with you. You don't. You do not need anyone to go to the cafe with you. Go sit in there and look like you are unbothered. So what else? That's it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much how I dealt with it. And besides going home, listen, I walked into UMES on my first day alone, and I walked out alone. During graduation, I just, talked to the girl that I was sitting next to. You do what you gotta do. You're born alone, you'll die alone. So yeah, but just always be open to new opportunities, of course. And I know this sounds so cliche, but it'll get better if you want it to get better. If you look for help, it'll get better. And sometimes you just gotta find the root of the issue, address it, and then let it go. Don't hold on to that stuff, old friendships and all that. What coulda, shoulda, woulda happened. Let that go. So yeah, that's pretty much that for my college experience. Once I had a boyfriend my last year. I did 5 years. So once I had a boyfriend my last year, I pretty much went home every weekend. So I was still sitting on campus. Like, I had to start just going around. Like, I was click hopping my last year. Sometimes I would go to like a party by myself, and then I would meet up with like somebody I know from freshman year or something and hang out with them and their friends. And I appreciate those people that let me hang out with them and their friends, because not everybody's open into letting people into their clique. So shout out to them who let me tag along on my last year. But yeah, shout out to them. So yeah, you might just have to go to events by yourself. Do stuff by yourself, you know? There's nothing wrong with doing stuff by yourself. Another thing is to know the signs. Know when someone isn't right for you when you're trying to pick friends. Know when someone's energy is off. You will receive the signs, you just have to choose to pay attention to it. Okay, feel people out before you just call them your friend and everything. Some people are associates, some people are not friends. Here are my curls so far. Cute, right? Right? I gotta finish this whole head. It won't take me that long. Like, I've sat here for like 10 minutes talking to y'all doing this. But honestly, that's about the end of this video. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Show me some love, let me feel the energy, and I will see you next time.